Bet, This is Ian's 59 we were standing in front of to talk to Mr. Bell. Ian, tell me about your Corvette. It's a beautiful color. It's a beautiful condition. How long have you had this car?
About a year.
About a year? Where'd you buy it?
I bought it off one of the service advisors that works here.
You did, so it was a local car.
Local car, and apparently it was owned by Dean Martin at one time.
A Dean Martin car. Now, you can't get much better than that. I know Dean was a local guy. Dean used to eat at the Bob's Big Boy on San Fernando every Sunday with his family.
It's a local 8 guy, yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So you had a lot of fun in this car. It looks like it's pretty much original?
Yeah, we've spent a few pennies on it, but it's getting back to its original condition, and don't plan to sell it anytime soon.
I got a 67 sitting out there. I'm not selling mine either. They're going to have to put that one in my will.
Well, good for you.
Well,
we go out for a drive sometime.
Exactly. No, I enjoy that. Like I say, I'm a local guy, so we will do that sometime. I'm sure you take it out.
Oh, absolutely. Every Sunday, drive around in it.
Well, there's a fun show up in La Cañada at the United Artists on Saturday mornings, and the guys usually go out for a drive up the crest or something. That's a fun convertible sports car show to show up to.
I'd like to join you one day.
You bet. Okay, well, thank you for talking to me, Ian.
Thank you.
You got a beautiful car. Check us out on the web.
Thanks
Okay, you bet. Wow, 1966 Caprice. 427 big block aluminum manifold, period correct battery. Looks like here at power seats, straddle bucket seats, straddle ease, headrest, special purpose front and rear suspension, positive traction, 410 ratio, transistorized ignition, 61 amp alternator, 427 engine, Muncie 4-speed, tilt, telescope wheel, simulated margin wheel covers, AM FM radio, traffic hazard warning system. This is one loaded Caprice. Yeah, you don't think of a Caprice as being a high-performance car, but this is an L72 4-speed factory.
Okay, we're going to do another raffle prize here. So start the...
Really nice modified 57 Chevy Cameo. Gorgeous chrome engine, aftermarket air, double fans, custom paint flames, custom tilt wheel. Very nice Cameo. 64 Impala being picked over by the judges. Really nice black on black car. Original black and yellow California plates. And it's got Community Chevrolet license frames on it. Original Chevy car right here from Community Chevrolet. You know what, this is take two with Sal. I had a little technical difficulty earlier, but, I wanted to talk about his 50 Chevrolet. Sal, tell me about your car. It's a gorgeous convertible.
Thank you. Well, as you can see, it's red. It's a 1950 Chevrolet. It's got, I installed a little aftermarket, not aftermarket, but a little later model power steering.
Right.
Power steering unit. It's got a nice overdrive transmission in it. It's automatic. I totally restored the car recently again.
Right.
It was originally restored back in 1985.
Right, and you drove it, had a good time in it. It got some wear and tear, and then
Exactly. So I took it all apart again and restored it over.
another labor of love. Well, we'll get some close-ups in a minute, but you've done a gorgeous job, and everyone's pointing at the power top mechanism. How hard was it to restore that?
Actually, since those power tops there really aren't used that much, nothing really goes wrong with it. Except what it is they back in those years they used to use brake fluid.
Right.
And brake fluid, once it gets old, it gets caked up. So it
Right.
cakes up the mechanism in there. All you got to do is take them apart and clean them out. And they usually work.
Really, really cool. Well, it's a great car, straight six. You take it to all the shows. You bring the family. I know you're by yourself today, but you're a big show goer, I hear.
Yeah. I try to go to as many as I can.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, we like to look at all the Chevys today. This 50 is one of the prettiest ones out here. Thanks for talking to us, Sal.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You bet. Thanks a lot. Thanks, man. I like to bring you the rare and unusual on live car shows, and you're saying, Kevin, what's so rare and unusual about this 1974 Nova Custom? Well, that's number one. It's a custom. Number two, it's got a 350 with an automatic, and it's got 11,000 original miles on it, all original, including the paint and the interior. So when you're talking about cars you get to see at the car shows, this is a time capsule. 11,000 miles. You're not going to see another car like this on the road. Someone's taking real good care of this Nova.
Ratchet box wrench. Nice tool.
Well, I wanted to give you a shot of this interior. It's really got the neat tweed pattern bench seat, all original condition, down to the carpet seat belts, original manuals and everything. This is really a nice little Nova. That's what we get to see at live car shows. And this is?
My daughter.
Okay. You know, I'm with Tony and his daughter, Emily, and this is his Nova. And, you know, I was talking to him, and I was admiring his car, and he told me a great story about where this car came from. It was his dad's car. So tell me about your car, Tony.
We bought this car when I was 27 years old, me and my dad. We bought it in Jeanette, Pennsylvania. It had 10 miles on it when we bought it. It was a showroom car. And my father passed away, and my mother gave me the car a year later. It's set in Pennsylvania for 34 years in a garage.
34 years. When did you go get it?
About 2 months ago, we brought it to California in June. I met a guy in Pasadena. He brought it right to my house.
And it fired right up, and you brought it to a car show the very next weekend.
Something like that.
Something like that. It needed a little work?
Little work.
Yeah.
Running right. You know, it always ran because I serviced it every year for 34 years.
When you're back to visit Mom, you always made sure the Nova was running?
Running, cleaned it and everything, and serviced it. And kept
Well, do you have fun going out in the Nova, Emily?
I actually haven't ridden in it yet.
You haven't ridden in it yet? What are you doing? This is a gorgeous car. Let me see here. I bet you've never seen roll-up windows before, have you?
No.
That's something we love the kids on these things. When they ride in an old car, they've never seen crank windows before. You did a beautiful job in the car. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, Kevin.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
See you online. Bye-bye. Thank you. You bet. Well, this show has just about one of everything. Here's an example of the Corvair. Another Chevrolet line of cars. This one's really nice. It's a little mild custom, but a Corvair. A lot of people like the Corvairs out there. We see a lot of Corvairs at the shows. Okay, every show usually has some type of charity raffle, silent auction, something like that. I have my raffle tickets today. I'm waiting for my number to be called. I'm hoping I get this Goodyear power drill.
3001, 3001. Don't shake them up, Karen.
All the way back here in the shade is a really nice 33 coupe. It's got the rumble seat. It's got a roll-up rear window. It's been restored to correct original condition. It's got the mohair interior. And, you know, people don't remember that Chevrolet made cars in the 30s also. Everyone always thinks Ford was the main maker of cars. But this is an example of a 33 Chevrolet. And let me go see what it's got under the hood here. It's got a big six-cylinder in it. This thing must have just roared out there when it was new. You really knew you had a hot rod when you brought this coupe home. Steve's got duty over there doing the raffle, so he can't talk to me about his standard sport coupe, but it is a sport coupe. It's a real rare model of 33 Chevy. That's what I like bringing you here on live car shows, cars you're not going to see anywhere else. I always come across cars for sale on live car shows, and this is one of my favorites. This is a Camaro pace car. It's got the orange bucket interior, the 4-speed, the tweed seats in there. It's got the cowl hood, and this one happens to be for sale. It's $49,995. Take it home today.
4-piece luggage set. Now, I hope this is won by a woman because...
Well, since this was a local car show, I thought I'd bring my own 1967 Corvette. It's a 327 2-speed Power Glide. It was bought by Diane Harris out here in Van Nuys, California. My dad bought it in the late 70s. I'm not quite sure, but he kept it, drove it, played golf out of it, and luckily I was lucky enough to inherit it from my dad. I've had some of the best adult times of my life in this car. I've met some lifelong friends. Was at the Flint 50th anniversary in Michigan with this car. Had a great time. But right next to it is another fine example of a Chevrolet Impala convertible, white with the black interior. This was a real good Chevy show today. That's why I brought the Corvette out.
Okay, there's an Impala that...
Every car show always has one race car. This is a drag car. It's got a Pontiac engine in it with a high-rise manifold. Looks like it's fuel injected. It's got the wheelie bars in the back, number 7737 Kenmore's Z28 Camaro here. Real nice car. Looks like it's right out of the valley here. Because we're local in the valley and live car shows gets around to all the various car shows, we see cars several times. This is Gary's Nova, but we always stop and take a look at it. It's one of the cleanest original 63 Novas that we see at any of our car shows. And live car shows have spotlighted this car before, but one more look is always worth it. Well, we've had another beautiful weekend of weather and cars here on Live Car Shows. This episode came to you from Community Chevrolet in Burbank, California. It was the All Chevy show. I think we saw some really stunning cars here today, had some really great interviews. So I want to thank you all for watching this episode, and we'll see you again on Live Car Shows.